Can I add, is he legitimately underage?
Yeah.
This is Ralph Shortey, a former member of the Republican Party who served in the Oklahoma Senate from 2010 to 2017. He is accused of sex trafficking involving minors after being found in a motel with a 17-year-old boy he met on Craigslist. It was reported that the room smelled of marijuana. Upon further investigation of the teen's tablet, a series of explicit exchanges were uncovered. Sitting in the interrogation room, Ralph attempts to defend his innocence and what's left of his dignity as a senator.
And he was the first time that you met him, and I said,
16.
I asked him, I said, hey, does he know how old you were? And he said, yeah, he knows, because we had a discussion about it, and at first he was uncomfortable with it, but then he finally got over it.
In this conversation, it says, she needs me to go to the store for her. My 3-year-old is sick. That's one of the things I've been dealing with tonight. We're not going to have enough time. Can we get together tomorrow, after 1? I'll get a hotel room or something if that would make it easier. It goes on talking about the coffee shop, my coffee shop. I'll be alone in about 10 minutes at my coffee shop. He says, can I help you with anything for spring break? Again, you said just customers, but I'll leave in here close to 8. Okay. I'll be your slave. That sounds nice. I mean, we go on and on and on. And
How old is your youngest child?
5 months.
Okay. So he's telling me that when he first met you through Craigslist, that he had posted an ad in Casual Encounters, and that he had a lot of responses for it, but that you said that you wanted him to mess around with your wife while you watched. He said that he showed up to do that, or you guys got together and started talking about that. He found out your wife was pregnant, and then said that it never happened because she was pregnant. So here's the deal, Ralph. You and I both know what the truth is, and the truth is not what you're telling us. We're not saying you're a bad guy. We're not saying you set out thinking that this is some 15-year-old kid you're going to go bang. We're not saying that. We're saying, hell, maybe you didn't know how old he was. I don't know. I think you probably did based on what he's telling me, but things are what they are. Tell us the truth. Get it out there. Let's get this over with. Get this behind us.
The detectives showed Ralph that they are in possession of overwhelming evidence of his exchanges with a minor in hopes that Ralph would confess, which makes it easier to convict him. However, Ralph remains that he is innocent, and we would later see how he is able to wriggle his way out of the pile of evidence against him.
this is a bad deal. This is prostitution with a minor, prostitution within 1,000 foot of a church, which are both felonies, and then transporting for the purposes of prostitution, which is a misdemeanor.
I'm telling you, that's not me.
That clearly is you. Ralph, that's a lie. You're lying to us right now. That's clearly you. No one else. With daughter sick, coffee shop, I'm here and you're there. That's clearly you.
I don't know who else he could have been talking to.
We can see that Ralph is clearly well trained in politics. When faced with an allegation, first deny it and then blame someone else. In this case, he hinted that there may be another child predator that the teen is talking to and that the police should be investigating that person instead of him.
I agree with you. Nobody that has a coffee shop and has a sick kid, and all this stuff.
And showed up.
It's you. And here's the deal. He says it's you that he's talking to.
You show up with condoms. He shows up with lotion. I mean,
that's not true at all.
Yeah, there was condoms in your bag. The cop saw them.
That's just absolutely not true. I did not show up there for any sexual thing.
Well, then there's also weed that was in a green plastic container, marijuana that was in a green plastic container with labels from Colorado that was in the room.
Did you ever touch that bottle?
No.
So there's no way your fingerprints will be on it?
No.
Okay,
because we have the bottle.
I don't know what to tell you.
He says, matter of fact, he says when the police knocked on the door that y'all were both smoking marijuana.
He said that he brought a gram when you brought a gram, and you guys rolled a huge blunt, and that you guys were planning on messing around, it just hadn't got there yet. And that he was going to do you a favor by whatever it was you guys were going to do, and that you were going to do him a favor by kicking him some money for spring break. before May of last year.
I mean, that's nothing, but still, that's never happened either.
Just like Jamie Tilley's not you. Just like it's somebody else with kids and daughters in a coffee shop. Somebody else who's there. Man, you made a bad decision. That doesn't mean you're a bad person. It just means you made a bad decision. It's not the end of the world.
The detective attempts to use a gentler tone to bring out Ralph's humanity and persuade him to confess to his sin. This is also the reason why the other detective left the room, so that Ralph feels less pressure and can be more easily persuaded.
And if I can't prove otherwise, that it is the end of the world. And I can't think of any other proof that I can show you.
There's nothing, because there's no, I mean...
There absolutely would be.
What we have is the truth.
If I had phone calls, or if I had...
But you don't, because they don't exist. What we have is the truth. You know it. You know
I
that's
never
why
would have thought to have to record a phone call or anything with a guy. I mean,
It was recorded. That's what we've got pictures of. The conversation was recorded. I mean, that is so clearly you. You and I both know that's you. Anyone we show that to is going to know that's you.
Well, that's the problem.
It's not a problem. It's the truth. What I'm saying, the problem is that for some reason, you think that if you stick your head in the sand and ignore it, it's going to go away. It's not. Your best bet is to tell us the truth, tell us what happened, and then move on from this. Make this a bump in the road, not the road. I mean, it's that simple, really. This is not a defining moment. This is just a moment. No, this is you've had other things happen in your life that were awful at the time, and then now that you look back at them, they're still awful, but they didn't change who you were. It's a bump. That's all it is. It doesn't change the fact that you're a good person, or that you care about your family. None of that changes. But the reason you're having trouble thinking of something to say is because you know there's nothing you can say.
I'm having trouble thinking of something to say. I'm trying to...
You're trying to decide whether or not you should tell us what happened.
No, I've told you everything.
Okay. And no phone on you, no phone in your car? Do you mind if I pat you down real quick?
Sure.
Okay.
I said, hell, I should have said that before you sit down. We'll walk down in the car with you.
Ralph Shortey was ultimately convicted after he accepted a plea deal due to overwhelming evidence against him. He was sentenced to 15 years imprisonment. If you are interested in more videos of interrogations, do subscribe to my channel and check out my other works. Thank you.